Hello everybody and welcome. My name is not Offsummer, and this is Enigmatica 6 Expert. And in today's episode, you'll see everything about, well, many things, really. You know, Expert Pack. But at least you're going to see a few uses for that Enigmatica plastic setup he's got going on there. That's pretty sweet. By the way, my name is Cyber Gamer, and I am playing this same pack on the same server as Mr. Offsummer. I am streaming it live. I'm sure Mr. Offsummer will do a good deed and say in his praise, but I do appreciate the honor of him letting me do, well, whatever you want to call this. For now, I'll leave you with Mr. I know how to make good videos and might know a thing or two about a mod or two.
That's a thing.
So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy, and I'll see you in a second. Well, not me. You know what I mean. Roll the intro!
And welcome back! Let me start by showing you around. If you remember, last episode we made some Xnet connectors, and so I checked the recipes and it turns out Xnet is super cheap. So yeah, I also mentioned automating refined fuel, and so I did. And I actually automated a few more things just as I was doing this. So first of all, in case you don't know Xnet, it's an amazing mod, and yeah, I'm just gonna show you how I did all these. Which is not difficult, really. You're just gonna select a new channel, in your case probably will be channel 1, and then you're gonna choose the type of channel, that being energy, logic, items, or fluids. Depending on which one you choose, the number will change to a different color. In this case, yellow is for energy. I'm extracting energy from this power energy cell. So if I click here, you can see it's extracting or is in extract mode, and it's inserting that into here. Nothing too difficult there. Then green stands for items, I believe. And so we're extracting bitumen from this drawer over here, and we're inputting in this paralyzer. Now the thing is, for Xnet to see all of these machines and blocks, they are going to need a connector. Each machine will require one of them, yeah. And in between all along, you're just going to use cables. So same way as we're moving these over here, I'm getting all this heavy oil into this fractioning steel also with Xnet. I know we can just do these and that's okay, but yeah, you know, Xnet can do it. And as you can see, this is already full. Wow, okay. So I enchanted a fluid cell and it has holding 6, something like that. So this holds 128 buckets, which is not bad. Not bad at all. The only problem with this setup over here is that it requires constant energy, and since I'm playing on a server, I could use a hopper and just put a lot of coal in there, but that's yeah, that's only temporary, and that will only last so long. Instead, what I did, if I come back here, I made yet another rotary farm. In this case, this is specialized on dark oak. And down here, if we go down these stairs, I made a few more rooms. I'll show you the place around, but basically here what I'm doing is I'm using pretty pipes. Everything that's coming off the rotary farm goes to this drawer, and then from here just using vanilla mechanics, really. So basically I'm inputting dark oak from the side and from the top, which is producing charcoal. And so after, I don't know, some time, we have 128 stacks. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Now, if this is not the main reason for us to make charcoal, what is it? Well, up here we still have our pressure chamber. Pressure is at 4.82 bars, and this is fully automatic, really. The only thing we're missing is, as I'm going to show you in a second, add another channel and say extract refined fuel from there and input it here. As you can see, when is around 5 bars, which is actually the maximum for these tubes, this is going to emit a redstone of 9. So yeah, basically what I made here is this is 4. Whenever the redstone signal is equal or higher than 4, this should stop. and so yeah, this liquid compressor is not working. Now, once again, why did we make that charcoal? Well, last episode I showed you how to make LPG, and then I told you to make plastic we just need to make another thermopneumatic processing plant and process this LPG. Now that's cool and all, but it's not really necessary. If you check the recipes, not only we can use LPG, but also we can use biodiesel. And of course I'm talking about Enigmatica biodiesel, which is a very simple process really. You're going to need ethanol and vegetable oil. Vegetable oil will come from seeds and crops. If you want to be 100% efficient, you can just give it seeds and it will give you 50 millibuckets. But yeah, regular crops are just 20 millibuckets, so there's not a huge difference. Then to make ethanol, we're going to need yeast. In this case, out of all the options that we're given, apples and sugar are our best chance. And since sugar is a lot easier to get by, yeah, that's what we're going to use. Now to make yeast, we're going to need any kind of mushroom, apparently, and a little bit of water. Which reminds me, aqueous accumulator. How expensive are you? Ooh, you're going to need blood magic. Yeah, probably not a thing for now. We could even use a PCB, but nah, we'll see. Anyhow, after getting all of that, you're going to get glycerol as a byproduct and your biodiesel. And biodiesel this time needs to be processed with charcoal to give you molten plastic. And since we can pretty much automate the whole process and set and leave, I think we're gonna go for this route. And yeah, even to make lubricant we're gonna need biodiesel, so yeah, we're definitely making some. Okay, let's do something about that then. Alright, first of all we're gonna get a fluid mixer. That's going to be something like so. And with these and these 4 thermopneumatic processing plants, I think we are pretty much set. I think we're gonna make just one more liquid compressor. And now that we have that, we're going to take care of some other problems. I'm gonna connect these. And if I now connect these like so, I'm going to set a fluid channel. I'm going to say create, extract from refined field out. And for the time being, I'm just going to insert that into our liquid compressor. So right now that should be taking liquid from there and input it into here. And is not, Alright, I know this is very stupid, but I'm going to say the back is input and output. And now I'm going to try to extract from here and insert over there. And that's working. Question is, are you accepting any more? Apparently not. Oh, you are? Yeah, you definitely are. Okay, that's good. Then that's it. And that should be filled at all times. Yeah, nice. Really nice. Okay, moving on. Let's go down here. I'm going to move these down a little bit. And I'm going to be placing you in here and you in here. And 2 connectors, like so. Let's fully configure these so we can also insert here and here. And since we haven't built any pressure, we could do something like that. That's okay. And now we want to set up in kind of a smart way. You know what I just forgot? In order to make yeast, we are going to need some mushrooms. Fortunately for us, the spores recreator is available. Nice, we just need to get our hands on some mycelium. PD machine frame, but not a problem. Yeah, not a problem at all. But mycelium, okay. Let me see what we can do about these. If I'm not wrong, there should be some mycelium in here. And I see someone has had the same idea as I have. Anywho, we're gonna get a little bit of mycelium. There might be easier ways to get mycelium, but just couldn't think of any. And besides, this is a lot faster. We are missing our redstone fluid coil, which is not a problem, and a little bit of nocturnal powder. Yep, nocturnal powder. 1. So there we go. That's our spores recreator. Let's leave the rest of the mycelium block somewhere here. Alright, bear with me. It's just a little bit more crafting and that will be it. In order to make infinite water, I'm going to use a small fluid collection funnel from Engineer's Decor, because same as the mycelium, there might be easier ways, I just couldn't think of any, so yeah, that's a thing. Ooh, and we're going to need to make flux. Okay, not a problem. I mean, we have to do these eventually at some point, so yeah, why not now? And for the first craft, we're going to need just bedrock and obsidian, I think. So let's drop that in there. Let's put our obsidian, left click, and where is our flux? Oh, it's in my inventory. And not everything converted, that's a shame. But that's okay. Nothing to worry about too much. Ooh, and that gives us a lot of metal bars. That's good, I guess. Anywho, let me get the rest of these crafting done, and I'll see you in a second. So once again, we're gonna come down here, and somewhere in this room, we're going to make infinite water. And you know what? Since we're going to use the spores recreator and these requires some RF, I think we're going to have a different Xnet system over here. And where do I want these? I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna put it in here. So that's gonna go there, that's gonna go there. This is going to temporarily come here. And then... ta-da! If I manage to put some water over here... Okay, that's infinite water. And now, these should be just a matter of breaking you and putting you here. As long as you have infinite water on top, you should not run into any problems. And believe it or not, that's the setup, really. And I even think if I put a tank here, that should fill the tank. Nice, really nice. Okay, so, alright, for now, let's take care of our mushrooms. We could very easily move our power from upstairs down here, but since charcoal is pretty much infinite right now, I'm just gonna put another Sterling generator. Yeah, that's totally fine. And then I'm going to get a piece of you, and I'm going to set you with a filter. Charcoal. Next we're going to need our spores recreator. And I'm wondering now, do you also need water? I think you are going to need some water also. Nah, that's okay. That shouldn't be a problem. It is a matter of more and more connectors. Yeah, fun times. And since we're going to be able to cover everything up later on, I think I'm going to move the cables through the floor. So then I have access to almost everything. So then I should probably move these down here. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and now connecting these to that should be a lot easier. And this might very well be just my talking, but something tells me I need to move these blocks down here. Yeah, that's a lot better. Let's then make another Xnet controller. Let's have these somewhat in the center of everything. Let's say here. Let's turn this around like so. And let's put more connectors over here. And there. And of course, let's add another connector over here. Now I know it doesn't have any power, but in theory, if I create a channel for energy, I say you can extract from here and insert over there. That is not working. Okay, let's jump start these. 10,000, that's enough. And now with that, yay, this is working. Excellent. Okay, in channel 2, we're going to go for fluid, create, and we're going to say, I want to extract from here and insert over there. And yep, that's definitely taking water from here, and this is already full. Beautiful. Let's not forget to power this up as well. Okay. And I know it says it doesn't have any power, but if you look at the tooltip on top of my screen, yeah, that's completely full. Now the question is, if I give you mushrooms, will you work? In theory, it should take one and duplicate it, which it just did. And that takes a lot of power, wow. Maybe one Sterling Dynamo is not enough. Let's do something. I have a few extra redstone fluid cells over here. I'm gonna take these. Oh, and same as the tanks, these are enchanted with holding 6. So they hold up to 4 millions, which for this whole setup, it's a total waste. But since we really don't care at all, I'm just gonna put that over there. Yeah. I'm gonna say you can accept from the top. And you're going to output to your right. Now energy is taken from here. Oh, and that's going down very, very quickly. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more dynamos. This is definitely power hungry. Wow. So we want to create another channel, which is going to say item create. We are going to extract from here. And we're going to export that here. Beautiful. And that's getting mushrooms. Let's lock this in. And let's do the opposite on the next channel. This time we're going to say I want to extract from here and insert into the spores recreator. That should be effectively making a loop here. Which obviously means infinite mushrooms. Nice, really nice. But honestly, at this rate, wow, this is already empty. Okay, let me take care of these very quickly. Since apparently one of them can't keep up, let's see how about 4. And now energy. I want you to extract energy from here, from here, from here, and from here, and insert it there, there, and there. The question is now, is that enough? This is going up. This is not. Maybe we should put some upgrades on these things?
A few inches later.
So apparently, even with 7 of these Sterling Dynamos, and each one of them with an hardened integral component, this is simply not enough. Whenever I turn this on, it's going to start draining the power of these things, as you can see. And yeah, it's going to produce a little bit, but then it's going to end up in a loop where it's just not producing. It's sucking energy, it's sucking this thing dry, but it's not producing anything. But I think that's a problem we can take care of very, very easily after we have this setup done. So let's continue with the next thing. As I said before, we have to be a little bit clever about these, and especially about where we place things. We're going to start from the very beginning, which is yeast. For yeast, I need you to remember we're going to use water, mushrooms, and a little bit of temperature. I want you to look at these 2 thermopneumatic processing plants. These are not connected to any pressure, and that's because they don't require any pressure. It's just a temperature requirement. Meaning, in this case, to make yeast, we're going to need something between 30 and 60 degrees, which is perfect for a campfire. Now, you've probably realized these campfires aren't lit, Why is that? Well, the thermopneumatic processing plant, it's going to take heat from adjacent blocks, meaning if I were to put blue ice, it would turn into regular ice. If I were to put ice, it would probably melt. Campfires turn off. And for that, I have a little system, dispenser with some redstone, 2 observers, once for each setup. And this is basically going to detect whenever this turns off, this is going to emit a redstone signal, and yeah, that's going to work. Now, because of this little system with the observers, every time one of them turns off, it will click and it will light them up again. And it's a matter of just reusing our flint and steels, but most of them have Unbreaking 5, so even though we've used them twice already in here, yeah, no uses. And same in here. Nice, beautiful. Okay, so that's taken care of, and we are going to say water. We're extracting water from here, and we want to insert it also over here. Beautiful. We are also going to go to this channel and insert mushrooms over here. So that means any excess coming off this drawer will end up in here. And as you can see, no pressure. Temperature requirement is right over there. And that's producing our yeast. Okay, for the next part, we're gonna go down here, and this is where I have another rotary farm. Don't know if I showed you already, but the things have changed. I added a little bit of creating here just so I could put a crusher or a crushing wheel. And if I remember correctly, what I should also do in here is get an extraction module, something like this. Put it over here. Nice. And that's going to start grinding sugar. And you know what? I'm going to take this void upgrade from here and I'm going to put it here. Okay, from down here, we want to connect you and you. And we want to bring these up like so. Excellent. I'm going to call you seeds. And you're going to be sugar. So yet another connector, another cable, and you are going to be ethanol. Nice. So, for these, just not to create another channel, I'm just going to do these, because that should work, right? If I say extract from there, yeast is coming here. Nice, nice, very good. Okay, so we need the sugar. I'm going to extract sugar from here and input it into our ethanol machine. And look at that, that's already working. And same as the yeast, it doesn't require any pressure, which is beautiful. I'm not 100% sure if pressure would make this process faster, but you know, since this is going to be working non-stop 24/7, who cares, right? Okay, so we have ethanol, we need to make our vegetable oil. And now I need to be careful not to mix that system with this one, which shouldn't be a problem. And since we are going to need a little bit of pressure here, let me turn these on. Give them a little bit of time and see. For this one, we are going to need our seeds. So I want to extract these from here and insert it over here. And that should, in theory, be working. No, we're going to need a pressure between 2 and 5. Question, can I time accelerate these? I can. Next question, is that going to be a problem? Well, doesn't really matter. Looks like it's working. So, yeah, good for me. So then one more mechanical pipe. Extract from there. Another one here. Extract from there. And these should, in theory, and it is, making biodiesel. And of course, we're also getting glycerol, which is beautiful. Nice, 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 very nice. Next. Since I'm not in any kind of rush, I think I'm just going to let these work for a little bit. And yeah, think about how we're going to get the liquid from here and insert it here. I think we can do that with Xnet. I was thinking of making it with these pipes, but this doesn't really matter.
3 hours later.
Alright, a few things to learn from here. First of all, I separated the two compressor lines. This one is dedicated only to the vegetable oil and the biodiesel. And there's a reason for this. I want you to pay attention to this pressure tube. Currently, its max pressure is set to 5 bars. Whenever it is reached to 5, in theory, it should explode. But because we have this security upgrade on the air compressor, I want you to see what happens right now. That little psst, that meant that these released a little bit of air, and that's no longer a problem. Now, of course, this is going to keep on building up, and this is going to keep on wasting fuel, so we definitely need to set an automation for this. Same way as we did over there. But yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. In the meantime, vortex tubes, and that's the main reason I separated these, will consume a lot more air than any other machine you've crafted so far. For that reason, I needed to put these 2 speed upgrades that we got probably from quests. And the reason for that is, in this last step, to make molten plastic, we're going to need 100 degrees. To make lubricant, we're going to need 100 degrees. Now, instead of going for a fuel burner and whatever I did last episode, no, this time we're going to go for vortex. Meaning, we're going to need more air. And so, yeah, I just turn this on. This is going to start building pressure, and this is going to give us a top temperature, that's the important one, that's the hot one, of over 100 degrees. And since this is not going to stop until we tell us, probably more. Now, I was debating on moving this biodiesel either with basic mechanical pipes or with Xnet. And I think I'm gonna go for Xnet. Simply because basic mechanical pipes will try to transfer everything to the first inventory, and I cannot regulate that. Let's get a bucket of biodiesel, and we should probably take buckets of everything in between, things like yeast and ethanol, but that's okay. For the time being, I just need the biodiesel for the filtering. So, new fluid channel. I want to extract biodiesel from here, and I want to insert it here and here. And since this is in distribute mode, it should take part of it to one of the machines and part of it to another. But the order matters, since this was the only one that was set up as soon as I said it. This didn't get any. But that's okay. Our priority right now is plastic, not lubricant. So we're set. And so we just need to go to one of our item channels, which is going to be 6, for example. Yep. We're going to say extract from here. We want to extract charcoal. And we want to input that charcoal into our plastic machine. Like so. And slowly but surely, wait a second. I have my 2 speed upgrades. Why isn't this reaching 100 degrees? What if I take that block? Yeah, look at that. Awesome. So that should start working, right? And it is. Awesome. And it doesn't need any pressure. Again, these aren't even connected. So that's great. And finally, we have our molten plastic, which is not our last step, not even close, but it's a very, very important step. Remember, every step from here and before this one, it's totally automated. So yeah, this is huge. Now keep in mind, molten plastic can be used to make plastic sheets, as well as some coated machine frame tops, which seem kind of irrelevant, right? But are actually very important, because this is going to be our main resource, or the main component, or the component to make our machine frames. And we're going to make many things out of these. But they require a lot of precision, and I'm not up for it today, so these will remain on a to-do list. For now. As in right now, that's perfectly fine. We couldn't care less, really. So yeah, I'm going to put a tank here. Make another fluid channel, please. And I am going to need to put these fluid encapsulators somewhere in here. Maybe right here. And we now want to extract plastic from here and insert it over here. Right? Yee, look at that. Nice. There is one more block we're gonna need to put somewhere here. And that's going to be right here. Yeah, and I can change these for a connector. Like so. Excellent. Alright, this is an adjustable crate from Create, and what I can basically do here is change the amount of storage that these can hold. Say for example I only want to have one space, just use your scroll. And there you go. I'm going to say I only want 3 spaces in here, and you'll see why in a second. And if I were to change these to input and output and give you this fluid tank. Oh, you can't take these. Oh, that's a shame. Well, in that case, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say export and import. That's fine. And I'm going to give you an item filter. And we're going to have a black list of bucket of molten plastic. I'm now going to auto enable input and output. And if I now give you a bucket of molten plastic, and of course give you a heating frame. Look at that. This is taking the bucket. This is not doing its thing because I didn't give it power. Hey, that's working. And apparently the cooler this thing gets, the more plastic sheets it will give you. Which at the time being is just 1. Will it make a difference if I put 2 of them? Nah, it seems like it's 1 pair. So then I wonder what's the difference between doing that and doing this? That this is automatic? Nah, probably. And now I want to extract plastic from here and import it into here. And that should work. So long as we have plastic, that is, of course. And you know what? I'm going to change these tubes just a little bit. By that I mean I'm going to do something like so. And the reason I'm doing that is just because it's going to make my life a lot easier. So say I put this over here. This is basically going to do the same as it's doing upstairs. However, this time I'm going to provide an advanced PCB, right-clicking with it. And now I can configure these. So now we are going to ignore advanced mode. There is really no need for it, at least not in this case. And we want to tell it we want to emit a redstone whenever this is, let's say at 4.5 bars. Yeah, whenever it's higher than 4.5 bars. Excellent. So I'm going to put a redstone dust in here. I'm going to put a redstone leak over here. Now, in order for these 2 blocks to interact, they need to have the same code. In this case, I'm going to do these and that. Yeah, that should be the same. I'm also going to need my wrench, which is this one here. And I need to change these to be a receiver. Now, to test if this is actually working, what we can do is say, what pressure do we have right now? 2 bars. Okay, let's say I want you to emit a redstone whenever you are over 2 bars. That activates that redstone, that activates these, and that activates that. So that means this stops working and this is fully automated. Okay, so yeah, let's change this back. 4.5, the signal stops and this starts producing again. We are going to do the same with this one, but since we don't need the vortex to work at full power, we can set this to emit a redstone signal whenever this is at, I don't know, let's say 1 bar just to test. But I'd say 2 should be more than enough. Now listen, I know this is the most hideous room we've made so far, but that's the whole idea for a basement, right? Anywho, I think it's about time to finish our episode. But before doing so, I wanted to show you something. Remember how tedious making advanced PCBs was in the past? We had to make the RAM, we had to make the circuit backplane, and yeah, this was a pain in the ass. Really? Right now, we are only going to need 4 pieces of redstone, plastic, and actually let me just show you. Because this is beautiful. Look at that. 4 plastic sheets, a printed circuit board that we can literally just buy from a villager, and that's 4 advanced PCBs. Oh my god, that feels so good. So yeah, same as always, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Remember, there is a link to my Discord in the description. If there's anything you'd like to ask, anything you'd like to share, really, that's the best place for it. Also, don't forget to check out CyberGamer's channel. Everything should be down there in the description. There is no possible way for you to miss it. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!